We have a lot of terrier mixes on the show for you today, but the first dog we have is something a little bit different. This is one of our little lab mixes. This is Jasey, and she's about 2 years old, and apparently Sean has found the perfect spot there, that little scratch spot that she's enjoying, doing a little wiggle butt dance there for us. And she is a dog that's described as incredibly like sweet and affectionate, but she does take some time to get to know new people. She is a little bit fearful of strangers at first, new environments, things like that, which I definitely saw when I was taking pictures of her. You know, I go and take pictures of them. Usually it's when they're first made available for adoption, and she let me go right into her kennel, but she was a little bit tense. She's definitely like, what are you doing? Okay, I will take that treat, but don't get too close. And then she was like, oh, you have treats. Let me get a little bit closer, but still like, you know, keeping our distance. And that was probably 2 weeks ago maybe. And already you can see that she is much more comfortable in new environments, new people, because she's being taken out by our volunteers. She's getting handled a lot more, and she's just getting familiar with the surroundings. Treats are always a great way to show dogs that things are good. You don't always have to hand feed them. You can toss them on the floor to give them a little bit more space if they need that. But Jasey is a dog that definitely is going to need a little bit of time to warm up. Training is always a great way to help build confidence in a dog because it shows them that they can be successful, they can win those treats, and it really helps build that. And those are things that she really needs to work on. You know, a lot of dogs are pullers, but this one sometimes lags behind because she's a little bit more fearful and cautious. She needs to learn that, you know, she can be confident on the leash and things like that. But overall, a nice dog who just needs that right family that's going to be able to spend some time with her.
So she's recommended to homes without young children. Why is that?
So when we say no small children, what we're really usually talking about, obviously it varies from child to child and families and their situations, but as a general rule, we mean, you know, we're talking about kids 6 and under. And the reason for that is our staff has kind of noticed that Jasey is a little bit fearful of loud noises and fast movements. So, you know, she hears a big noise, she's gonna, you know, startle and kind of jump back. You know, if you're running fast really in front of her, that might catch her off guard, things like that. And younger kids tend to do those things, and they also have a more challenging time understanding that it might make the dog uncomfortable and that maybe they shouldn't do that. So in order to set, you know, the dog and the family up for success, we recommend that if, you know, your kids aren't really used to a nervous dog or dogs in general, that maybe you avoid, you know, adopting a dog like Jasey if your kids are under the age of 6. But as I mentioned, it is not a hard and fast rule. If you have a dog just like Jasey at your house and your kids are totally used to that and comfortable with it and understand the rules and boundaries, then we'll gladly show Jasey to you and your family. But if you think that you have the home that's going to give help build this dog's confidence and turn her into the dog that she's meant to be, you can go to visitfcac.as.me to book that appointment.